Hey guys, it is Chris from In the Rough Crystals, and welcome to your Aries reading for December 2017. This month is our first month doing horoscope readings for the signs. So, very, very excited about that. And so, also for the month of December, and I'm recording this in November, but we're going to be having a Mercury retrograde. So the retrograde period begins on December 3rd, and I believe it ends on the 23rd, so right before Christmas. So right now, as I'm recording your reading on November 15th, we're actually in the pre-shadow phase. So with the pre-shadow phase, even though Mercury is still moving direct, where it's located in the stars and the sky gives us a good indication of what's going to be highlighted before Mercury stations and then goes backwards in that same sky sequence within the constellations and the star map. So where we're currently at and where we're moving in the sky is going to give us an idea of what's going to be highlighted during the retrograde period. The most intense phase of retrograde actually is typically when Mercury is stationed right before it goes retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is normally a period of time where people associate it with like communications going wrong, kind of, cell phones messing up, different types of electronic and communication glitches, and most certainly that can be the case, but Mercury retrograde can be very useful. It tends to be a very feared period of time, but retrograde should not be feared at all. Retrograde is an opportunity to review things. It highlights and it gives us indications from things from our past or past lives that are coming up for review, so that we could see like where we've been in error, or it can highlight things that we need to change and that we need to shift, so that when Mercury does go direct again on the 23rd, we can move forward and we can release those things. So it's kind of like leaving behind those things that we've worked through in retrograde and being able to move forward with them cleared. So retrogrades are a beautiful way to clear energy. And this Mercury retrograde is going to be in Sagittarius. So a lot of this is going to be around our belief systems, our ideals, our values, things with about our integrity. How we're building a foundation in our lives are going to be challenged. So, if you would like more information about Mercury retrograde, I'm going to be posting some videos soon about how to work through each phase of a retrograde and what that means. So stay tuned on this channel for that. So I want to get into the reading for Aries for this month. So I'm working with the Fountain Tarot. I'm also working with Wisdom of the Hidden Realms and the Past Life Oracle. And I chose Wisdom of the Hidden Realms and the Past Life Oracle just because in the month of December we're going to be in retrograde. So I wanted to look at things that we are unable to see that we're going to be able to see in retrograde, and some themes that are coming up from the past life for you guys to review during this time. So what I'm looking at is that I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be looking at your values when it comes to relationships. There's a lot of energy here in regards to partnerships and relationships with people. This can most certainly be the relationship with a significant other. This can also be relationship with the self, and it can also be both. So I feel like for some people there's going to be a separation that occurs. So this could be a breakup, a dissolution of a marriage. Like there's something that's breaking down here. Or you're going to be able to see or look at what's not working in your relationship, what's not working in your union. And I feel like something's going to, I have the Page of Cups here, so I feel like there's going to be like a message that comes. Like you're going to find out some type of information, some type of communication. I always look at the page as a messenger that comes through. And also remember that we have Mercury that's in retrograde, which is about communications, and Mercury is a messenger. So this could also be during this period for the Mercury retrograde. It's going to bring you some insight, bring you some messages about your relationship. This could be, for some of you guys, I'm feeling like you can get some news that maybe a partner is cheating. That could, definitely test and compromise the integrity of a relationship. So there may be some decisions that have to be made in regard to this relationship. I feel like during retrograde, the relationship isn't going to completely dissolve, but it's going to make you look at your values and your integrity, like what you've been allowing yourself to deal with, what you've been allowing yourself to tolerate. And it's happening because it's making you question the foundation upon which you build your relationships on. And this is not a bad thing, because you have to remember that all relationships teach us very vital things that we need to cultivate and we need to develop in ourselves, and we meet the energy in other people so that we develop those things. It's kind of like these outside relationships mirror back to us what we need the most. And in that sense, it's kind of like I see like a mother, like the divine mother that's nurturing us. So although it may be uncomfortable, it may be unpleasant, it's really a way of nurturing us. It's a loving way to get us to come back into alignment with ourselves. So I feel like, a lot of Aries are going to be really questioning their own integrity and really standing up and saying, like, do I want to compromise my morals, my integrities, my value, myself in a situation or circumstance that isn't of service for me? And I have the Queen of Swords here. So I feel like this could be, for some of you guys, this can be a relationship with a Libra. I mean, it could certainly be a Libra, male or female, or it could be it could most certainly be a male that carries more of like a feminine, nurturing kind of energy. I feel like this partner has a lot of, maturing to do when it comes to relationships, romantic partnerships, and you guys are in two different places. So there could be like, I feel like there's an imbalance in energy, like you guys aren't on the same page. But I'm feeling a heavy energy of disillusion happening in relationships, and the communication is very difficult here. It's really hard to talk to this person. It's very hard for this person to be honest. Like I'm sensing like a dishonesty. Yeah, I'm sensing like an energy of dishonesty here. I'm also feeling like the breakdown of this happening for you guys is because it's bringing in your sacred union. So this partnership that you may be in may be a soulmate or like a karmic partnership, I'm feeling. And it's time here in this retrograde to be able to see the lessons, being able to review the roles in this partnership and what you're supposed to take from it. working through kind of like the shadow aspects. Again, I feel like this is kind of there's a lot of dishonesty here. Feels like things being hidden, and it's testing your integrity, it's testing your morals so you can step up and empower yourself. And I feel like you guys are going to move forward. Again, I don't feel like this is going to happen till after Mercury goes direct, but I feel like, towards the end of the year, the end of December, and moving into 2018, you're going to see a lot of these partnerships breaking down, Aries standing up for themselves, and moving forward. And this moving forward is going to happen because it's just moving you into direction of a new romance, divine partnership, soulmate, twin flame relationships, whatever, sacred union, whatever resonates with you. But I think it's very important to pay attention to the messages, again, with the Page of Cups. I feel like it's very important to pay attention to any messages, any thoughts, any intuitive guidance that comes forward at this time. I feel like there's a lot of wisdom teachings when it comes to this relationship, what's going to come out of it, and you're going to have so much to like tools to use and to be able to bring forward, and to bring in not only just to yourself but to move forward into your sacred partnership. Because again, this energy and these teachings are going to bring you more into alignment with yourself. And when you're more in alignment with yourself, then you're able to attract your soul partnership. So let's see. I'm just reading some other energies here. I mean, the main energies that I'm getting here is about relationship. And this can also be just about the self. This doesn't have to be about a romantic partnership from some people. This can be healing the masculine and feminine archetypes within yourself. We all carry masculine and feminine energies. So I feel like there could be a breakdown in communication between those archetypes within the self. Like the masculine and feminine energies not working together to kind of communicate. They're like out of sync. I feel like this could be being really hard on yourself. I feel like this could be this is what I'm getting. So I feel like the feminine can be being like really, really harsh towards the masculine archetype. And we're just talking about energies here within the self. So this could be like, normally like females are the feminine energy is very nurturing and loving, compassionate and caring. And, the masculine's really going through a lot of shadow work at this time, really trying to release a lot of energy. So I feel like the feminine could be, as this stuff is surfacing for the masculine to work through, the feminine energy could be really harsh towards the masculine. So I think, it's important to be careful. I feel like this could be a lot of, ego kind of chatter, where the feminine energy is kind of like putting the masculine energy down, belittling them, not being, very nurturing or caring. So just be mindful of, what you're telling yourself about yourself as you're going through this healing process, and really take care, really focus on self-love, nurturing. If you have periods where you feel a little overwhelmed, like mentally, take some time to really like meditate, do some breathing exercises, really try to get yourself out of your mind, and be gentle with yourself. I feel like the feminine energy is really just I feel like she's just really harsh. I feel like she can be like a harsh dictatorship towards yourself. So, I see this two different ways. I see this, again, like this actually being a romantic relationship, partnership. that's breaking down, or there's an imbalance, or things are out of alignment. And I also see this as the energy within the self, the masculine and the feminine energy. So, take it as it resonates with you, and leave behind what does not. But in the end, we're just looking at what is not working. We're healing what's not working, and being able to see it so we can heal it and we can kind of move forward. I feel like there's a building of new values. Again, we're talking about Sagittarius season, so we're talking about just, our values, our, personal philosophies, how we want to live our lives, how we choose to build our lives, and what we believe in being tested. So this could be in relationships. Are we, in relationships with people who don't have the same values as us? That could be tested. And it could also be within the self that, belief systems and structures that you had in place are no longer of service. So you're being tested within yourself. But again, on either side, regardless of whether this is about a romantic partnership or whether it's the partnership or union within your own energy, this is only being kind of raised up so it can be healed and it can be realigned to prepare for a sacred union. So just in the past life energy, for Aries, there's a lot of angels. We have angels and we have trust and faith. I feel like this is going to be a very challenging period for Aries. And it's like your guides are working with you, your angels are working with you. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have always felt like, like guardian angels and guides have been watching over you. And it's like you have to trust and have faith during this period of time that they are with you. Call on them to keep you strong. If you feel like a sense of like confusion, especially mentally, I feel like a lot of mental confusion here, like a lot of, negative thought forms here. Just call on your guides, call on your angels to protect you, to guide you, to keep you strong, to direct you in the right path that's for your highest and best good. And I just feel like, this is just for your highest and best good. There's kind of like a realignment happening here. I just feel like a lot of angelic energy here. So if any of you guys are, really attuned to working with angels, working with your guides, whether they're specific angels or guides, like they're really going to be stepping up and they're going to be available for you to work with at this time. I feel like for some people, a lot of your, star families, your star seeds, star families are going to be stepping forward. Galactic councils may be working with you at this time. So just really tune in to what guidance is coming forward. What I feel like is a lot of just ancient, like soul families, angelic guides, star beings are stepping up for you to work with you within this energy. And I feel like a lot of the communication is going to be in conjunction with working with these guides. So I'm going to pull a card to see. Oops, we had a bunch of cards come out. So we're going to see where this energy is going here. So we have the King of Swords and the Tower in reverse. So it looks like it just looks like you got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here now. You have a pair. So to me, it feels like there's just a battle happening here. And this is kind of like it feels like a very mental battle. Um, and it feels like instead of really seeing the value out of this period of time, it feels like it's just going to be a war. It's going to be the Aries ego battle kind of energy. Just like it feels like a stronghold. Like the male and the female, the masculine or feminine energy are just going to it's like I feel like a tick for tack, tick for tack, tick for tack, and this energy, this opportunity here may be missed. And we have the Tower in reverse. So this is just, towers are about just endings, like things breaking down, the foundation of things being kind of torn away so that, a new beginning can occur. Typically after towers, there's an opportunity for new beginnings to occur, but there is a resistance. I feel like this is a resistance, like something wants to be kind of broken down and tore down because it's no longer of use here. The structure and the foundation and what's been built up is no longer of use, but I feel like there is like a holding on. There's a war, and I feel like this energy here is going to be more about getting caught up in the war than actually focusing on and being able to really pay attention to the messages that are coming through. I strongly feel like this is like a karmic partnership here. The central energy is a sacred union. I mean, again, at the end of the day, working through this energy is really trying to bring you into union with your divine partnership here. I just feel like there's going to be like a showdown almost. There's going to be a showdown before there's kind of like calm. So it's more like there's going to be a lot of storm energy happening in a sense, before things kind of turn around and they're allowed to fall apart. So I feel like this is going to require a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of strength. So, just really have to kind of stay prayed up in a sense and really trust in the guides and the angels and really try to stay centered and grounded as you work through this as much as possible. Just really try to stay out of just the kind of ego battles, just really attuned to what this period of time is trying to teach you about yourself so that you can grow and you can develop. I feel like there's like a maturity, there's an opportunity to level up from a different level of consciousness or way of being. But this energy can be shifted if it's worked through appropriately. If you don't allow yourself to kind of get caught up in the ego wars and the ego battles, I feel like there's like kind of like a compromise that can happen here between these two energies. The compromise can be, or the decision can be like, this relationship no longer works. We're not on the same page. We don't have the same values, belief systems. We're not moving in the same direction. It doesn't really feel like we're in sync. It could be something where like maybe you guys are staying in a relationship for like financial reasons, for example. So maybe both people were always out of alignment, but it was just kind of like a relationship of circumstances. So I feel like there could be a point where both people, if they're willing to get out of the ego mindset, come to the conclusion that it's like, okay, let's compromise here. Let's not, expend this energy. Let's not get into this. Let's be kind of like honest and authentic. I feel like there's an authenticity that needs to happen here. There's honest communication that needs to happen here instead of like this dishonesty. I feel like there's dishonesty on both parts, on the masculine and feminine energy, and this is why this relationship is falling out of alignment as well. Um, I feel like some people, this can be their karmic relationships. For some people, this is pushing them towards union with their divine partnership to come in. So, I mean, most of this I'm getting is about a relationship, or this could be the energy within the self. Um, so, hopefully, that resonated with you guys, and that was helpful. Again, just, really keep your ego in check during this period of time. I know with Aries being so fiery, Aries can be very hot-headed. Like, I'm feeling a lot of hot-headedness. Sometimes it's like you're just adding fuel to the fire. So it's, you got to find a way to kind of simmer down, um, and really like chill out. Um, I'm really seeing a lot of water energy. So if you feel like really wound up, if you feel like you can't get out of your head, again, like it might be a good time to, take a bath. If you can, depending on where you're located, like go and sit by water. Anything that's going to be calming, anything that's going to be soothing is going to help balance out the fiery energy. We have, Aries as a fire sign, and then we also have, we're in Sagittarius with this Mercury retrograde energy, which is also a fire sign. So we have a lot of fire energy, and too much fire energy can be very destructive sometimes. So, I feel like being able to find a way to chill out, to cool down, in any way that you can will really kind of be soothing. If you work with crystals, try to work with like crystals that carry water energy, like calming energy, like Larimar. Especially with this communication, I'm strongly feeling if you work with crystals, it would be good to work with something like aquamarine, and also Amazonite, which Amazonite's a crystal of like truth, not only just outer truth, but being truthful with yourself, so you can also be truthful with others. So those may be really awesome crystals to work with at this time. So hopefully that resonated with you guys, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notification of future readings. And if you would like a personal reading, because again, this is a general reading, so this won't apply to everyone. There's a lot of different factors involved in these readings, but if you want one that's more structured towards you and your personal energy and your personal situation, you can send me an email. It's at intherroughcrystals@gmail.com. And I just want to let you guys know, because I'm changing over from In the Rough Crystals to Embodying Light. If you didn't know, you can check out the video before, the 11/11 video. So you're going to see that shift happening on the channel. So we're going to be switching to Embodying Light. So also on Instagram, Embodying Light Crystals, Embodying Light as my personal page. And the email will be changing soon to embodyinglight@gmail.com, but I'll let you guys know when I shift that over. So if you would like a personal reading, currently you can email me at intherroughcrystals@gmail.com. And hopefully you guys have a beautiful and blessed retrograde period, and happy holidays. And I will see you guys in January of 2018. Bye for now.